Hi everyone. So I recently picked up LEGO's official version of Avengers Tower, which is the one on the left, obviously. And I thought it would be fun to contrast it to my custom Avengers Tower, which I built about 5 years ago and reviewed, or I guess shared on the channel 3 years ago. Obviously, LEGO's looks a lot slicker and sleeker and more authentic to the film version, even if it's not placed upon the MetLife building, which would just be impractical. From the exterior, you can see that some similarities include the jet launch pad. Now mine has the Avengers Quinjet, whereas LEGO's version has the Shield Quinjet because of its role in the first Avengers movie, even though the tower didn't look like that in that movie. You can see that my landing pad actually has the size to carry a much larger Quinjet, which is able to actually fit multiple members of the Avengers inside due to the cargo capacity, whereas the Quinjet, being quite small, can only fit one pilot. Additionally, mine is a little bit more correct in that you have the lounge area on the interior overlooking the landing pad, whereas LEGO's official version actually has it right behind the jet bay, which wouldn't work in real life for obvious reasons with the back blast. Now LEGO's is a little bit taller, especially because of the added sections above the landing bay, whereas mine just has the one level and then a little service area here. LEGO's has many floors inside, but mine has more because LEGO dedicated more space to each of their levels, and we'll take a look at that as we go inside the buildings in short order. For mine, I had initially put it on a 32 by 32 base plate, but I extended that out to a base plate and a half because my entrance is actually off the main street and to the side here. And one of the features of that is that it has access both for minifigures, but then bay doors that slide open, which allow a vehicle to pass through, as my first level is actually a dedicated garage. Now LEGO has a lobby as their first level, so their entrance is right off the street, and there's a back entry or exit around on the other side. Mine only has the single exit. Obviously, the design for LEGO incorporated many new techniques and builds and is a lot sleeker in appearance. Mine, by comparison, does look a bit clunky, but I was actually surprised once they were both built, I guess, how recognizable my version of it still is, even when compared to a really excellent official model. The only other thing I'll add about the exterior is that I do love LEGO's official version of the Avengers logo, which is their third iteration of it, as they did have two play size sets of Avengers Tower. The current version I have on mine was adopted from the second playset version of Avengers Tower, which still looks good, but just illustrates how far LEGO has come with that logo design. So I've reoriented the two towers now to provide a side-by-side comparison. You can see that on first glance, my tower, I think, is a lot more full in its interior with a lot more content, and we're going to go through that in detail. So on the bottom level, as I said before, my first level was a garage, which does fit a full-size Avengers Jeep and has an area for service and maintenance. LEGO made theirs a lobby, which looks really nice, which I have no complaints about, but is a different choice than the one I made. Really high ceilings in LEGO's version. So for every floor on the official version, I have 2 floors. And because mine splits in the middle, I'm able to divide it up thematically to have even more content on the inside. So on the first 2, I guess, second and third floors, I have a medical lab, a science lab, an exercise area, a gym, and a lounge. Whereas LEGO has the suggestion of a little bit of a science area and medical lab, and then Ultron and Vision fighting with a catwalk for Captain America's showdown. But it feels a little bit sparse, to be honest with you. Next up, you have Iron Man's workshop with a single suit holographic at the back and a couple of other areas. A little bit of a workbench with a chest arc reactor there, and then one service area. By comparison, I have an armor bay that fits 6 Iron Man suits for display and a maintenance area with, I think, about the same amount of content as there is in the larger official version. Moving up one level, there's a couple more suits on display for Spider-Man and War Machine, and then some Iron Legion drones ready for deployment with an arc reactor to power the entire setting. Now, the last level before the jet bay is the one that people have complained about the most. It's the holding cell for Loki, which is not actually canonically correct. That should be on the Avengers, on the helicarrier. And instead, I opted to have an armory with some extra suits for display and a conference area. Moving up to the jet, I have the jet and then a launch bay for Falcon and his wings as well. The official version has the Quinjet and then the lounge on that level, whereas my lounge is up one level. But where the official version does top me is they have this one extra area, which I've struggled to really decide what it is, other than just a little bit of a place for some art. And then there's a little bit of a science lab tucked away up at the top here. So while I really, really like the aesthetics of LEGO's Tower exteriorly, I do think the interior leaves a little bit to be desired. So I'm going to be making some adjustments on the interior, which I will show you in an upcoming video. Thanks for checking this one out. Hope you stay well. Take care.